I know it seems like I have ADHD with how many games I've been starting and then stopping on the channel, but I'm not, I swear. But
Yeah, right.
but I decided with Resident Evil 7, all the DLC finally came out. So I thought it was a good idea to brush off my very expensive toy of the VR headset and decided to do, Resident Evil 7 with all the DLC in VR. Because what's not fun about getting scared and having the camera completely fly off the cuff because I'm jumping? So, yeah. Fully
Real
VR.
quick, is your VR headset like a French rifle? Never fire, only dropped once?
Hey.
I'm sorry. Be nice.
I know. Alright, so... crap.
Sorry.
I'm a horrible streamer. I have to invite John Carlo to the party real quick, because he'll probably get a kick out of dialogue. Alright, there we go. Alright. So... there you go. You'll, may have to pause for a couple times, because I'm dipping and a VR headset, so we'll see how motion sickness is. But... should be fun. I'll tough it out. If I puke, you'll get to see the headset fly off the cuff and maybe hear me do dinosaur calls in the background.
We should totally go ahead and play the song Tequila in the background for those that are reminiscing of the movie Sam on.
Yeah, right? Alright, but I'm gonna do this the right way. We're gonna do the story first, then we'll fuck with extra content. But let's go. Hey, buddy. It's just my friend Mickey. I stepped on his head earlier. Alright, so, just a heads up. Was talking about Star Wars earlier, so I'm gonna avoid that because it's very divisive. And you can't really talk about it without saying spoilers.
Yeah, I'm proclaiming to the, speak no spoilers, see no spoilers.
Yeah, because it's even if you like it or you don't, it's still, no matter what, it's a dick move to spoil a movie, especially an anticipated movie. That's a dick move just in general. You should have gave them shitty service. Yeah. Alright, so... let's start the game.
At 30 seconds.
I'm just gonna say, yeah... There's some inappropriate touching in one part. The Ewoks were involved. It was an unfortunate incident. Turns out Ewoks can sexually assault porgs.
It involves a puppy, a kitten, and Ewoks. I can't say much more.
Yep. Alright, so with the stream...
Oh, good news. I'm gonna be coming home soon. Yay!
Yep. But, alright, so with the stream, alright, so playing it in VR, these scenes where it's like a established cutscene like this, it's not VR. So to me it just looks like there's a screen, like a flat screen, showing it. But yeah, this is Mia, it's Ethan, the player character's wife. So yeah, you know, lovely video. And here we get to the nitty gritty, holy shit, something's wrong. 15 megabytes for a fucking 30-second clip? What the hell quality was she on? I'm playing Resident Evil 7, homie. Yeah, I'm gonna play through the whole series in VR, because all the DLC came out and all that. Yep. Well, yeah, because I finally dusted off all the VR shit, because...
Stay away.
Alright, there we go. Epic moment later. One thing with the VR, it is a fuck ton of cables. There's like 7 different cables that go into just plugging up the VR shit.
Real
Yeah.
quick, if you hear me saying random sentiments of fuck the fucking fucker, I'm playing Call of Duty.
Hey, it's
Sucks.
It's Ethan.
Oh, hey. You alright?
Yep.
I figured I'd put that one out there right now.
I'm good. It's Mia.
Well, no, the little fuckers don't come till Christmas.
She's back.
What happened?
I don't know.
You kids with ADD fucking moving around faster than I can think in my old age.
Maybe it's a prank. She wants me to come and get her.
Where is she?
Dovey. Dovey. I know.
Caleb's a liar. I wasn't even
What is
there.
her? I have to find out what happened.
Goddamn squeakers talking about weed and sex. You don't know what that is. Because I don't know what it is, but I'm 22.
What was it with the new FCC thing? I was joking around saying that well, it was the last time we ever heard some 12-year-old say that he fucked my mother.
No, my favorite thing I saw was it was a picture of the dude. It's like when she won't send you Bob or Vagine pics, so you ban the whole internet. Alright, so this is VR. And yeah, so we're gonna walk around in a spooky place called Texas.
Oh,
I don't know if it's a real or fake spot, but
pumpkins down there, man. That's very scary.
hey. There's
Okay.
assholes in every single place. All I know is Sandy Cheeks is from here.
Alright, I'll try to do my best to keep politics out of it.
Yeah, it's just because I'll say it now. I'm the only conservative in passe gaming, but conservative's the wrong word. I'm a libertarian at heart. I'm a classic libertarian. I believe the government should go fuck itself. But yeah, it's just I think both sides are fucked.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Yeah, huh. No. Well, fuck you, alright? I can whine if I want to.
It's my party. I whine if I want to. Whine if I... Alright.
So yeah, one thing that the VR does is if you look at some things, almost dropped the cap to my spitter. It will display what it says because it's not expecting you to be able to read scroll things on the VR graphics. But one thing that is nice is you do get a sense of depth when you're playing in VR. Like it feels like people are actually in your fucking face, which fucks with you pretty hardcore. Yeah, Resident Evil went above and beyond with their VR thing. They released, when the game first came out, they released a candle that smells of the swamp and blood. Which I thought was, yeah, right? I thought it was funny. Like, I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool. Right. Wait, emotes have sex? Is that what I needed to do to have sex? I'm just kidding, folks. I've touched plenty of things. Right. Whole lots of things. I'm 12 years old and penis goes where? None of them have to deal with a woman for some reason. I don't know. All I know is there's a stork involved, and I'm not down with that because that's bestiality and that's disgusting. God bless. I have it so when I stream, we won't talk about politics, but we'll talk about fucking animals. Yeah, which really shows my stance on politics more than anything. And I will say this: there, I don't talk about religion, but I do believe in one God, and that is corn. Blood for the blood god, skulls for the skull throne, and corn for the cornflakes. And you're a damn dirty fuck. I can't say heretic because technically I am, but damn dirty loyalist to the fucking skeleton on the throne. That's fucking... Yeah. Now you made me feel sad. What are you, sex bomb? You make me here to think about death and stuff?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's dead.
Yeah. Alright, so to anybody that is familiar with the... Alright. To anybody familiar with the demo, this is pretty much the opening... They named it perfectly, where it's Resident Evil 7 opening chapter, because it is literally more or less the beginning of the game. Yeah.
I'll be quiet.
Nah, you're good, bro. You're good. I don't care. The things that are going to scare me are going to be fucking shit popping at my face more than anything, so it doesn't matter if you're loud. Which, I'm about to be disgusting and spit out my lips, so I'm going to mute the microphone real quick and... Oh, and I just... And I'm special, and instead of hitting the mute button, I hit the turn off the VR headset button. So...
Are we still here? Okay. It was really quiet.
Alright, there we go. I unfucked myself because I'm retarded and I spit out my lips so that way I don't get motion sickness way too quickly. Okay. Let me put this down. There we go. Alright, let's get back into serious time with the most delicious microwave meal ever, a crow. So that way it's fully cooked.
Parents, be sure to debeak the crow before giving it to small children.
Yep. Contains choking hazards to children under the age of 12. Crow is always right for you. Can I? Alright, so what I just did there, there's the video that you originally play in the demo, which reveals that there's a crank in the chimney. I did skip that because I don't feel like dealing with that. It's a stupid cutscene that I need to actually do because there's a coin in there. God damn it. Yes. I tried to do speed tactics because, you know, speed running, but no.
Remember, kids, don't do crank or speed.
Or crow, yeah. Say no to crow. Crow kills.
Hashtag crow kills.
Yeah. Good news is, I don't have to do the whole video. I just need to pick up the lockpick and open up the drawer. Hashtag time travel in a way, because it's locked if you don't unlock it in the past. But if you unlock it in the past, it gets unlocked. Go figure. Time travel. No. Yeah, boo. Haha. Spooky.
Did you find this guy?
Wait, the lockpick is
I only work with
there.
professionals. Speaking of which,
no. One thing I do like, though, is the difficulty changes item placement.
I don't do ADR.
Yeah, like there's one. It's the
Not feeling it.
it's the scorpion key. In regular and easy, you get it through progressing the game, but in Madhouse, the hard difficulty,
Then we should be
you have to use the antique coins, which are the collectibles in this game, to you can unlock it that way.
Another worthless fucking ship. Happy? Ecstatic.
Pretty much. No. No, I haven't played Master Quest Ocarina of Time.
Are we rolling? Alright, let's go.
Oh.
Get out of the way.
It's loud.
Huh.
After you.
So, now as we can see, we've incriminated ourselves by recording us breaking and entering.
You ever prep? What's the prep? Shitty house, spooky sound. Ooh, is it haunted?
Yeah, sure.
Heard someone choke on crow.
How was it, eh?
Somebody's been smoking crow in this building.
Not anchor.
What's that?
This is definitely a crow den. Now, one thing I'm sad they got rid of in this game
Farmhouse, missing family.
was when you're in the beginning area, there's quote-unquote ghosts, which is pretty much for a one frame. There is the Mia, possessed Mia, that pops up
Shot of this.
in like little spots.
Cut away. So, Hillbilly Joe and his family go missing.
Not hillbillies, the Bakers. Jack and Marguerite Baker.
Hey, look at that.
Quiet, not backwards. A lot of bad rumors about their
You know what?
son.
I might as well just play through this whole
Bad
thing.
seed, apparently.
Ah, shit. I know I should have worn my good shoes.
Oh, Mia is the main character's wife,
Oh, shit. Glad I had
who
a
went
shot.
missing for 5 years, and then
Although,
I think they say it in the game, it's like you get a
Andre,
email,
What do you think?
or like you get some form of contact.
Andre.
Sorry, the game was kind of being weird for a minute. One of the characters had his mouth just wide open, just kind of agape for a couple seconds.
Easy. Unfucking
Don't do crow. He smokes crow on the free time.
the last time I worked with that guy.
But pretty much your wife, who's been missing for 5 years,
Good cameraman like Nancy. You stick with me.
yeah, hits you up out of the blue, and you're like, oh, it's her. Yeah, pretty much. And you're just like, oh, what to do? So you go to the house that was mentioned or whatever. And yeah, so this is a video that you find, and there's a cassette player, because Resident Evil does this lovely thing of like, your saving system is like 2 generations old. So in the old games, it was a typewriter. In this game, it's a cassette player.
In one game, it was an 8-track.
Andre, where are you, man?
Then, like, I can't wait to play Resident Evil, like, 69, where the save systems are USB thumb drives. God forbid what we're going to be using when we're using cloud storage as save spots in Resident Evil. I don't know what we're going to be using.
What the hell?
Yeah, right? Alright, so, yep. That was where the game reveals that, hey, there's a little thing you can pull down there.
Find Andre.
And it's like, oh, let's go down this. Which, yeah. There we go. So the funny thing about VR is you can look around, you can technically be an owl and look behind you while you're doing things. Like, see that? Mr. I'm standing in the corner, which is a lovely little callback to, what's it called? Blair Witch. So you're like, huh, Addie, are you okay? Are you okay, Addie? And no, he's not okay.
Was he a smooth criminal?
You know, he's... Right? So it's like, ah, and then there's a guy walking up and you're like, who the fuck is that? And then it gets all staticky and you hear just not pleasant things happening. So essentially it's me when I get drunk at my family's house, but...
Puppies.
Don't come in! Don't come in! God's sake, I'm 22 years old and I have access to the internet on my phone. What do you think I'm doing when the door's closed? Yep.
Don't just buy me a clean in my room.
Why is the vacuum always in your room? I need to make sure my room's clean. Your carpets are disgusting. Don't ask questions. Alright, so now you're like, okay, this is here. You find out that you could do this. You go down the ladder. Which one issue this game has for me is when it's in VR, like movement. Oh, Jesus Christ, the ladder broke and it scared me, even though I knew it breaks. Ay. But one thing it does is like animations where you like get up, it blacks out your camera because apparently it thinks movement like that will just cause you to get motion sickness really quickly. So it's just like little nitpicky things. Oh well. Alright, but this is, from if you've played the demos, this is when you start reaching brand new, like, stuff. Like, shit you have not experienced in the demo. So you're in a flooded little, like, cellar walkway. Yeah. Which is spooky, because it has little bubbles, like, blub up and shit later. Like, right there. So you're like, huh. The fuck is that? VR bubbles. So unless this is God's giant bong that he made out of a house, you're like, oh, spooky bubbles. Right? And then this is another scare of the game. Where it's like, oh God, that's the dude earlier. That's his dead, decaying body. So, being a Resident Evil game, you're like, oh fuck, it's gonna be a zombie. But sadly, no. I mean, they do something else. It still has to do with like biological weapons and shit, but it's something else. But then you're like, oh shit, you find your wife trapped in a cellar. And you're like, oh no, it's chained, what can I do? And conveniently, there's a bolt cutter right there. Because plot. So, yeah, here we go. With VR, you have the force, so shit just floats in front of you when you use it. And bam! It resets your camera for the cutscene, which ironically was not tracking it correctly.
Ethan?
And your wife is okay.
You shouldn't be here.
What do you mean? You contacted me.
No, I wouldn't. Did I?
I feel like I need to be more to the right. I feel like the camera's not tracking correctly where I am. There we go.
Daddy's coming. We need to go.
And this is where it gets fun. She says, Daddy's coming. Yep.
Where are you taking me?
Murder!
Someplace safe.
Are you gonna tell me what's going on?
Have I ever sent you that, Giancarlo? Goofy's trial?
3 years.
Yeah, I'll, when this episode's done, I'll send it to you. Which, fuck, I have no idea. What time is it? It is 5:32, so I'm gonna stream till 6:30. Because I'll do like an hour and some change. Ah, the pipes are groaning and it's spooky.
What is this place? What'd they do to you?
Not now. We need to get out of here first. I think it's this way.
Right. So,
Have you guys seen the thing called Dad Jokes?
yes.
They did one for Star Wars, and the one that I thought was fucking hilarious was, what do you call a stormtrooper with diarrhea?
Mia, we have to talk.
A storm pooper?
Not me. That
Yes.
wasn't me.
Haha!
I didn't.
Okay, fine. Just
Why is the droid sick? Because it must have been something he BB-8! Haha!
There's no one. It was Robert R. Jr. is a junior. What is his rap name?
Who?
Robert Downey Jr. is a junior. What is his rap name?
I don't know what.
Mia,
R2D2.
Sure you know where you're going.
Family used to bring me food through here. I remember.
There's something I actually find rather hilarious in themselves. Because I love corny jokes.
Oh, so do I.
There. It's there. This is it. I remember this room. There's another door here. I'm sure of it. It's not here. It's gone. It's gone! We're gonna be a family now that you're here.
And this is the first indicator that something is not right with your wife. Something ain't right with that boy.
Mia,
You gotta be
just stay here, alright? And have a look around.
So yeah, you go investigate. Yeah, same. So your wife suddenly gets bamboozled, and you figure out that, oh, that wall was actually a door. And here's where things get spoopy.
Shapoopy, shapoopy.
So, in the last demo that came out, this is where they kind of introduced. They had a gun in the toilet, which there isn't in the real game. So that's why you rush in here and you're like, oh, what the fuck, you know? That tub no longer is filled with blood, and you're kind of asking what's going on, but it does give you medkits, which is nice. And here starts the spoopy parts. Banging on the door.
Yeah, they're just wondering if they're done there yet.
So, all of a sudden everything's dark and you hear breathing. Because spooky.
I like your shampoo.
And this is where it gets unnerving, because it feels like they're actually in your face and touching you. And I'm not okay with this. No, it actually really does feel like they're like touching you. It's like, it's actually unsettling. And there's a knife through the hand.
Are they entering your touch bubble?
Wait!
Yeah, they really, it's kind of unnerving. Here's where there's domestic violence with you like, you're like, she's gonna stab you, and gets a blade in your damn shoulder. I need a safe space. This game doesn't afford you one.
I can hear her.
And look, your wife's normal again.
Oh,
Well,
way back inside.
relatively.
Get out!
Why does it feel like I'm...
Leave me alone!
And, you know, she's banging her head until it bloody...
I deserve this.
And boom! Knocks herself the fuck out.
In short, your wife is an Andrew WK fan.
I mean, when it's time to party, we will party hard.
And you know what? She is beautiful.
And then you're like, huh, let me check out my wife. And she pops right back up. But she's all possessed. And she grabs a piece of wood, but you grab an axe. And you're like, and my axe! And domestic violence by slashing your wife in the face with an axe.
Well, it's not as tender as what you slashed her face with last night.
And here's my favorite thing, you like trap her arm and she traps yours, so you punch her in the face, and now you put a jaw in her jugular. Or an axe in her jugular. Yes. Out of self-defense. This game is pretty harsh in general. So you're like, oh no, but a phone's ringing, so instead of taking all logic and, like, you know, breaking your ass out of the house and calling the cops and something, you're like, huh, a phone's ringing. I'm gonna go pick it up. Maybe it'll further the plot. And you get the phone, and you get the first, like, person going, like, you know, something's fucked up, I can help you, but for me, I'm just gonna be that guy and say, no, this is dog. And I don't know why my camera's freaking the fuck out. But you hear a door open up, and you go investigate. But as you investigate, your wife's dead body's gone, but she conveniently left you the axe. And you're like, huh, what should I do? But you have the bolt cutters, so you're like, huh, there was a lock thing earlier, let me go unlock it now. 'Cause game logic. Now, I should preface with this. I'm riffing on the game pretty hardcore, but actually this is, like, my game of the year for 2017. But that, and you're walking back, and all of a sudden, oh, look, it's your wife again! So you run to go see her, because you're like, oh my god, I thought I killed you, and I was going to have a lawsuit, but she's gone. Disappeared.
I was gonna have a lawsuit.
Yep, and you're like, must be grief delusion. So you're like, there's a fuse box, I just got a fuse, let me put the fuse in. Yay, power! And you go back upstairs, and guess what? Your wife's back! And she says it's okay. Yeah. And she stabs her hand into a wall with a fucking screwdriver. Oh, don't worry. You know, she pulls out a chainsaw and you're about to lose the goddamn hand. It actually is. And you're like, oh no! And you try and block a chainsaw with your hand, which does not work well. No. So, instead of, like, panicking because you're bleeding the fuck out, you're kind of just like, my hand! I'm gonna hold it up for a couple seconds and watch how it just miraculously stops bleeding. Like, see? And the fun thing is you could pick up your hand. So now you have your hand in your inventory. But you're like, I'm kind of bleeding and it's kind of spurting. Even though you technically you should have bled out by now. And you're like, I just got my hand fucking chainsawed off. But instead of going to the phone that just started working and calling the cops like you should have when you accidentally killed your wife, you're like, this button works now, let me press the button. And surprise, there's an attic. And you're like, I should go up this attic. And, you know, it's a shitty house, so the attic's shitty as well. But, you find a gun!
Okay, fine.
So, this is the gimmick with the VR aiming. It's you aim by, like, turning your head and shit. But remember, you have the axe from earlier, so you can use the axe, which actually gets you a couple, I know at least in, the Madhouse difficulty, there is, yeah, never mind, about the going up because lapse of logic. Lady on the phone told you to go upstairs, so you're like, I don't know this person, but I'm gonna trust them. But here you have an attic, and if you're afraid of mannequins, you can slash the mannequins. Yeah, so... I know, right? So, of course, with every single type of horror game, if you explore, there you could find things. So, more ammo. And this is where, you know, you're like, okay, she said go upstairs, so you start climbing the ladder. And your wife's up there with the chainsaw again. She does. It was her favorite wedding present. Yep, so, you know, the nice thing with the VR is you can aim pretty precisely. So as you can see, I'm kind of just headshotting my wife like it's going out of style. Oh, with, yeah, some serious John Wick proficiency. Up. Yep, I wasn't mindful of my ammo. There we go, and with the... I'll put a safety round, couple safety rounds at her head, even though I know she's dead. And you shoot her in the head repeatedly, and her last words are, "I love you," instead of, you know, absolutely nothing, because you shot her in the head. So now you're like, huh, what do? I can't go up, I can't, you know. So you're like, huh, maybe I should go this way. And at some point, you know, you notice the stairs are up, so at some random trigger, there we go, you get grabbed by the Goonies. So you get knocked the fuck out by some dude. And that was the opening for Resident Evil 7. Oy, oy, oy. So, honestly, I think he should have just gone to, you know, marriage counseling, but shooting her in the face works as well. Yep. It's like, you know, my favorite one, it's a, you know, what did the teacher at the suicide convention say? Said, here's how you do it correctly, now pay attention, I'm only going to do this once.
You have work to do.
So now you get your hands stapled back on, because apparently that works. I wish I was kidding. I wish I was kidding. Just like there's, if you, so at some point, like in a couple minutes, or so, you get chased by, Jack Baker, the father, and, he'll grab you, and he literally, with a shovel, takes your leg off, and, like, throws you back, and it has one of my favorite things where you find out just how powerful the green stuff is in this game. By he literally, you grab your leg, he puts a green vial down, he's like, you should probably use this. You crawl forward, grab the vial, and when you heal yourself, you, like, put your foot where it should be and pour green stuff on it, and all of a sudden your foot works again. I guess. But then, you know, yeah, this guy who just got his hand cut off again. Well, he says he gets his hand cut off, and he's like, oh boy, not again. Yeah, he gets his hand cut off, and he's like, oh shit, not again! So she's angry, so she storms the fuck out of here. And the dad's angry at you for not eating what appears to be like an ear. So he takes a knife and apparently starts jamming it in your teeth. Which makes me uncomfortable, because the sound is just like, it sounds like he's cutting your front two teeth out. Yeah. And right as he's about to do it again, the phone rings. Because this guy is lucky. Well, lucky in an unlucky sense. Oh, yeah, there's a part where it's like a Saw movie. For sure. No, it's like, huh, you should turn off, you know, you need to light a cake. But to do that, there's like a sprinkler system that you have to turn off. It just goes through this like whole rigmarole where it's like, there's a password for a door you need, so it, like a clown carves it, like a mechanical clown carves it into your arm. But yeah, there's definitely some like throwback to Saw, so you're like, alright, so you break out of this, and you know, this is where it opens up the game again. So you can do some exploration, and one thing you'll notice is during the cutscene, Grandma was passed out, but now she's back and aware. So, you know, she slowly turns her head to look at you. You know, much in the same way any babushka would when she looks like she's 102, but... Babushka, I don't want to make kompot. And she just beats you down, but... So, this is where you get the first, like, you know, hey, okay, I could get out of here. So you open up the door, and you're like, ah, that's barred. And... you know, there's some tape on this thing that is apparently super strong, and you can't take it off by hand, so you need to find a sharp object. And this is where they reintroduce, like, hey, look, homeboy can follow you. Nope, you don't even have a sharp object. Whoa! What fucking difficulty am I playing on where he's moving that fucking quick? Wait up, what speed? What am I... Jesus Christ, he's walking on like madhouse speed. What the hell?
It's the math.
Yeah, because he's catching me as I'm doing the, like, the animation to sprint. What the fuck? Apparently. Oh, did I get the... Nope, I got the knee. I didn't get the take my leg off animation. Would you fuck off, dude?
So it's safe to say you used to be a voyager like me until you had Madman hit your knee.
Yeah, it's windy down south as well. No, I'm playing on normal because the coins are in the right spot. Ugh.
Are the coins usually ever in the right spot?
Well, they are for playing on normal and easy. So there, this is when the game teaches you how to heal, you know, make healing items. And here you unlock the thing and the phone rings.
Shut up and listen if you want to stay alive. You've got to get out of that house. There might be a way out through the main hall. Oh.
And here's where they introduce, you know, Zoe, who has the most inconsistent accent of all time.
Hell of a girl.
Yep. Give me a second, folks. I am currently checking something out. Alright, there we go. Let's get back into it. So here's where it shows you the item boxes, which all these items you get from either pre-ordering or beating the game in certain ways. But I'm not going to use any of these because that would be cheap. I'm going to play this pure. So,
You said you're gonna be pretty hard.
well, obviously, I mean, I'm 22 and I don't know what sex or drugs are. And that's what I'm gonna say if my mom ever watches the stream. That way she knows I'm an innocent child. I don't know what sex is, Mom. I'm waiting for marriage like you told me.
Bullshit.
Well, yeah, I mean, God bless. And here we get introduced to the most incompetent deputy in the world. But then again, you're straight up in a barred house, and you're like, dude, I need to get out of here. These people are crazy. He's like, do you live here? It's like, no, they're trying to kill me. And he's like, I don't trust you.
You're not listening to me.
Meet me in the garage.
Trying to fucking kill me.
And he's like, well, you don't look like you're quite sane either. Which, to be fair, you asked the dude for his gun. You're like, dude, he's like, all right, I'll meet you at the garage. You're like, I need your gun. And he's like, no. And you're like, I need something. And he gives you a pocket knife.
Hey, wait. You gotta give me your gun.
There he is. He literally asks. He says, you gotta give me your gun.
Officer. Yeah. Right. Deputy.
Yep.
You want to see my name in the obituaries? Or do you want to be a hero and save my life?
So he's like, here's a pocket knife.
Pocket knife?
Here. Take it. That's all you're gonna get. Now go. Garage. Now.
So now you have the sharp object to cut stuff with, which also conveniently boxes, which they give you handgun ammo, if that's any kind of indicator of what's about to happen. And you press the button, and the garage is now open. Which, there's your car in it. So you go like, Mr. Police Officer! And he immediately starts yelling at you, getting in your face, and having a hand on his gun. And the garage closes, and he's looking at you saying, hey, you need to stop that. And immediately gets a shovel through the head.
Sounds enjoyable.
Yep. So I'm going to grab his Glock, because apparently cops in Texas carry Glocks, but... Oh, nope. Oh, yeah, he kills him with the shovel and then finds an axe. Ah! That hurt. Jesus. Why is this game so fucking aggressive? I'm playing on normal.
You gonna have to do better than that, boy.
What the fuck is going on? Why'd I die after 2 hits? Whatever. Fuck it. I'm starting to get really motion sick, so I'm actually going to end the episode early. We'll leave it at the garage. Yeah. So this is episode 1 of Resident Evil 7. Bit of a short one, but I need to get reacclimated to wearing this VR headset more. So yeah, that was that. Bye, everybody.